Time for the Thrive 15 video newsletter.
What's up, guys? My name is Daniel McKenna. It's time for this week's Thrive video newsletter. This week, we're doing things a little bit differently. We're gonna highlight a few trainings that we definitely should check out on the site, and then I'm gonna get you into a video that hopefully gives you some extra juice today, gives you some energy, maybe a little bit of inspiration to get things done. So first of all, we're jumping into some new trainings we wanted to highlight, and we've got 3 different mentors we want to talk about. Number 1, Danny Silk. He's got a new training on the site called 3 Skills Needed to Develop and Sustain Healthy Relationships. Danny Silk is a relationship expert, and while business and growing your business and making money and providing value for your customers are all very important things, if at the end of the day you get home and your relationships aren't very good, life isn't that good. Life's not that good, it turns out. A bunch of relationships to work at home too. So Danny Silk, he's a best-selling author, and he's got a training on there. He's got a few of them, but this one's called 3 Skills Needed to Develop and Sustain Healthy Relationships. I definitely recommend you watch that one. Also, Carlton Pearson, 10 super moves of a power presenter. If you've ever been in front of a group of people, you've had to give a pitch or a presentation, this is good stuff. This is a guy who spoke at ginormous conferences, also a best-selling author, also a speaker that travels the world speaking, travels the world doing just this. So if you are looking to be able to lead a group of people, or maybe pitch an idea, or maybe present something, you definitely want to go watch this. It's called 10 Super Moves of a Power Presenter. Lastly, and definitely not least, Jim Cathcart, The Daily Thought Diet. So much of what we do and what we can do in our day is controlled by how we think about what's happening around us and what we're controlling. So some of that daily thought diet you might need to up your game on. Jim Cathcart's training, The Daily Thought Diet. Definitely check that out. And speaking of the Daily Thought Diet, Clifton Talbert, one of the mentors here on the site, is up in a video right after this talking about overcoming adversity and talking about some of the greats who have overcome huge adversity in their lives, probably because of a daily thought diet, that they were gonna be successful, that they could be big, that they can create huge change. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of juice today. Hopefully it ignites your engines just a little bit, give you some energy. Coming up next, Clifton Talbert, and the American dream is not dead.
I can do this, and I will do this. This is what I tell myself each day. Times are tough these days. All you have to do is turn on the news to find out.
Issue that will trigger the next financial meltdown.
I'm not here to talk about plans to deal with this till 2017. I'm saying we've got a real problem.
Debt is crushing us, with the average American household owing $15,000 on their credit card, $33,000 in student loans. The number of people who work their whole lives and still retire with debt is skyrocketing. People don't even think it's possible to be upwardly mobile anymore. That's the American dream. They think it's dead. You probably know someone that feels the same way. But my friend, they are wrong. History shows us that people have always faced adversity and have overcome obstacles. So can you. John Rockefeller had to drop out of school at the age of 16 to provide for his mom and his siblings after his dad left the family to fend for themselves. But his adversity did not stop him. By the time of John's death, his assets were over $340 billion in today's money. Was his success a choice? Think about it. Oprah Winfrey was raised during legal segregation and experienced a devastating childhood trauma for over 5 years. She had no factual reasons to think her future was bright, but she kept looking forward and went on to build a media empire, becoming the first female African-American billionaire. Was their success a choice? And for me, I know your choice matters. Because of racial segregation, I wasn't even allowed to use the front door of the bank in Greenville, Mississippi. I remember the back door, but I refused to let that slight cause me to fail. Without the ideal family setting and making a living in the cotton fields of the Delta, I shifted my thinking, and so can you. I imagined possibilities that did not even exist at the moment, but they eventually became my reality. I became a Pulitzer-nominated author, an entrepreneur, who helped to introduce Stairmaster exercise system to the world. Now the president and CEO of 2 small businesses and one of the owners of a bank that 50 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to even walk through the front door. The American dream is not dead. Let me say it again. The American dream is not dead. Maybe a jump start is all it needs. So was my success a choice? You better believe it was definitely my choice. You see, adversity for many of us is a catalyst that initiates the change. It isn't easy. It's not always fun, but it's a choice. You can do this. No matter what situation you find yourself in, you can maximize your potential. You will meet adversity. Trust me, it will strengthen you. You will fail. It will be lessons learned you will never forget. You will be challenged, but your creativity will amaze you. Get-rich-quick schemes don't work, no matter how enticing. But if you're willing to shift your thinking and make the choice to work hard, believe in yourself, and continually educate yourself, you can accomplish whatever it is that you have imagined. Just imagine the possibilities and be ready to work them into reality. You know, we're excited to help you jumpstart your own success story. Now roll up your sleeves. You can do this. Be your own dream come true. Welcome to Thrive 15.
Hopefully you enjoyed that video, gave you a little bit of extra juice for today. Well, that's gonna do it for this week. As always, if you have any questions or any business-related content that you want to see on the website, give us a shout. info@thrive15.com or thrivenation@thrive15.com. You can always give us a phone call or hit us up on Twitter too. Until we see you again electronically next week, Thrive on.
Thrive on!